Hello and welcome back. It's been a while, hasn't it? But we're back in Shadows over Loathing. Last time I think we uncursed a pocket watch and got access to... Where was it? Right, we can take the bus now to Crystal Dream Lake, where we should be able to find the next cursed item. It's been a while, so don't mind me, I'm just finding my way back into this game. Let's go there, Chapter 2. The Spooky Forest. Okay, so there we are, bus stop, so we can move somewhere else again. And there's the map, the lighthouse, the lake. Okay, fantastic. Let's see how big this area is. What are you? Some kind of funky pump contraption. And inside the lighthouse is a lighthouse keeper, which makes sense. Excuse me, are you the lighthouse keeper? Sorry to bother you, my name's J Flag. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Okay, that's difficult. Are you okay? Yeah, I just ain't talked out loud in a while. I get rusty. See, I see. Lighthouse keeping's a lonely job, huh? Well, it's solidarity, that's for sure. I ain't minded though. Ain't exactly a people person. What can I do for you? What does a lighthouse keeper actually do? Well, used to be I had to light the lamp every sundown and then douse it again at sunrise to save fuel. Used to be? When it was an oil lamp. We got a hookup to the electrical grid a couple of years ago though, so now I just leave it on all the time. About all I have to do now is change the bulb once in a while. That sounds very peaceful. Yeah, that it is. Nice and quiet and plenty of time on my hands. You must have a bunch of hobbies. Yeah, got a book and a whittling knife and plenty of middle distance to stare into. Well, how did you get into this line of work? Oh, my family's always been lighthouse keepers. On both sides, Ma and Pa kept lighthouses within sight of each other. Used to wink the lights back and forth once in a while. Oh, that's kind of romantic. You know, I never did find out how I was actually born. What? Anyway, was there something you needed? Have you seen an old compass around? The directions kind or the circles kind? Directions. Yeah. Got an old one I picked up at an estate sale about 20 odd years ago, I reckon. I'd show it to you, but it's upstairs and the lighthouse is flooded. Flooded? Yeah. Filled right up to the top. Have a look through the window there. Have a look through the window there and you might see a fish pass by. How did that even happen? Pump broke. No, I mean, how does a lighthouse just fill up with water? We aren't even below sea level here. Something to do with the tides, I reckon. This is a lake. Anyhow, I need a Glaxton valve to fix the pump. There's a hardware store down the road a piece. If you've a mind to help out, okay. Valley Hardware. Sure, sounds good. That's an arcane oven. Let's see, fancy foods with mana-enriched flour. A gagette, fustulent grulch, +5 stench armor. Iron pumpernickel, powerful grit, 1 muscle and +5 HP generation. I have 4 bags. Oh, fustulent grulch and powerful grit are the ingredients I need. Okay, let's make one of those. Make more fancy food. And one of those. Sure, sounds good. We have them now and that's fine. A simple vanity for a simple man. Hi, Jay. Smile. Oh yeah, right. That always repeats. I forgot. A single book sits on the table. I'll ask him about it. War and Peace, huh? That's a hefty one. Mind the bookmark now. Of course. Oh, looks like you just started. Been reading it about 5.5 years. Your bookmark is still in chapter 1. I just about got up to the last sentence of it. I've been reading one word every day. War and Peace is almost 600,000 words long. Yeah. Don't tell me how it ends. I won't. The lighthouse keeper's bed is simple but very tidy. Okay, let's see. Chessboard. A dusty chess set. This is a nice chess set. Did you whittle the pieces yourself? Yeah. Took me 16 years. It took you 6 months to carve each piece? Pawns went quick on the tall ones, but more or less, yeah. The horses were particularly tricky. No sense in rushing it. Want to play a game? Can't. Already got a game in progress. The only piece that's been moved is a single white pawn. Yeah, I went first. That was about 2 years ago. Who are you playing with? Nobody. Well, here, I'll play you. You push one of the black pawns forward. Interesting. It's your turn. Don't rush me. I want to consider all the possibilities. Come back in 3 or 4 months. Okay. Through the window you can see that the lighthouse tower is entirely filled with water. The lighthouse keeper has put a little cork in the keyhole. Excellent. 1 second. Sorry, got a bit of a sore throat at the moment. So I don't know how long I can keep the stream going. I'll aim for like 2 hours or something like that. I think I'll be able to go that long. Okay, let's move to the hardware store. Ooh. A ray of sunshine peeks through the clouds and a light breeze rustles the trees, making your hike through the woods much more pleasant, at least for the moment. You even catch a sight of a group of large, gaily colored butterflies nearby. You move towards them slowly so not to startle them. And as you get closer, you realize that instead of having regular insect bodies, they're little people. Fairies, wow. Hello there. Hello. Gosh, you're really beautiful. You're beautiful. Huh, that sounded just like my voice. Ah, it's on my face. No, not my eyes. What the hell? You swat away a fairy that had fluttered up next to you and attempted to stab you in the neck with a rusty needle. Hell! Okay, I'll just be on my way. Look out, Chim, that one's got a gun! Indeed, another fairy is approaching, lugging a full-sized snub-nosed revolver in its little arm. Hello, beautiful. Okay. Should we just fight them or... let's bewitch them. Listen to my voice. You're getting sleepy. Sleepy. Yes, when I snap my fingers, you will fall into a deep sleep. You will fall. Fingers. You don't actually understand human speech, I'm guessing. As if to confirm, the little creature makes the sound of a rabbit being strangled to death. Okay, then we shall fight them. Let's see, 9 HP, that does 5. That does 2. That does 3 to you. Can I... that does 5 to you. You have 15. It's gonna do 3. Let's get rid of you first. Let's throw a rock. And then let's tong you. There we go. Oh, that did a whole lot. What? You summoned a mushroom? Molly buttons will shoot a random enemy for 1 physical damage 6 times. And what's this? Kneecap. For 1 physical damage, reducing their muscle by 2. Both will end the turn. I think, honestly, reducing the muscle is going to be very useful. Mushroom, what are you doing? Oof. I completely forgot that when you get to new areas, the opponents are actually surprisingly strong. Okay. I think that was a bit of a waste, right? No, okay. It wasn't quite, because it's still alive. Alright. At least it did less damage now. Okay, I don't like that whole mushroom business. Okay, that's good. That's good. 3 damage to Molly. 4 damage to me. I do not like that one bit. But as it always is with stuff like that, you kind of should just, you know, get rid of the spawner, I assume. Let's throw a rock. This thing is bulky. I guess that would make it more frail. Let's crank. There we go, -3 to all stats. That's still 5 damage. Does the system work differently than it used to? It might. Oh, more mushrooms. That is very unfortunate. Ah, at least you took out a mushroom. 4. Okay, we can live with that. Okay, you have to go. That deals 5, so that's not quite enough. Alright, let's just get this one out of here. And yeah, now at least we don't get any new ones. Not the turtle. How rude. And you are gonna shoot that. Yes, there we go. Wonderful. Phew, you serve with a brightly colored fairy tale carnage and pick up some useful looking bits. 7 XP, a fairy charm. What fairies lack in charm, they make up for in, well, I was gonna say skills at making jewelry, but this thing is honestly pretty crappy. +3 to magical weapon attacks. Okay. A fairy knife. This knife is too small for you to get a good grip on with your big clumsy human hands. Causes target to bleed for 3. And +1 maximum HP for Turt. Then you notice a faint shimmer in the air. A trail of glittering dust that seems to lead back deeper into the woods. Let's follow. You follow the trail of shimmering dust, punctuated by torn up flowers, smashed beetles, and one beaten up, unconscious fox, and discover a small clearing filled with presumably fairy nests. Man, poor beetles and poor fox. Let's not go there right now. Let's go to the hardware store first. Alrighty. What does this place have to offer? After a short hike, you find a small hardware store nestled in the sparse woods surrounding the lake. It's the very model of a down-home country hardware store, except it doesn't have any old-timers sitting out front chewing the fat. Maybe it's their day off, or maybe they ran out of fat. Okay then. Some hobo writing. I need 6 hobo code knowledge. Okay. This barrel has a joke price tag on it. 10,000 meat. A barrel of rusty nuts and bolts, in case you want to buy some garbage, I guess. Paints in all of the season's trendiest patented colors, such as tangerine emerald and pink orange and tan white. You don't understand the purpose of any of these tools. This shelf is labeled ineffective pesticides. Hey now, that room ain't part of the store. Okay. The proprietor, you presume? You're the proprietor, I presume? Yeah. Welcome to Valley Hardware, the best hardware store in Crystal Dream Valley. Why is that? Because it's the only hardware store in Crystal Dream Valley? Haha, haha. Been a long time since I got to use that joke. Don't get many new customers or new jokes. What can I do for you? What do you have for sale? A battery? Comfy hat lining? Oh, that's nice. Adds 3 maximum HP to a hat. Cooking with power tools? Okay, I'm gonna buy that. I need books, I like those books. Okay, that just gives me 1 AP. A fuse allows various electrical circuits to work properly. Can't hurt to have one. A match, of course. Self-adhesive rivets. A sharpening stone. Steel-toed boots. Ah, people will hear me coming. I assume so. A used plunger. Okay, it's a weapon. Muscle plus 3 stench damage. Okay. I'm gonna get the boots. I just want them, okay? I'm gonna buy all the boots. Let's see what they sound like. Yep, that sounds like walking on metal. Let's talk to the guy. Let's see if he has a valve. Oh sure, what kind do you need? I think it was a Glaxton valve. So he doesn't have any of that. Glaxton valve? Well, shucks. They stopped making those things nearly a decade ago. I guess there's a slight chance there's still one in the back room. Ain't been back there since termites got at the inventory. Or maybe after it got flooded. Anyway, it's a real biblical style of disaster back there. Here, I'll unlock the door for you so you can take a look around. If you can find a Glaxton valve in that mess, you're welcome to it. Thanks. Mind your step in there. Okay. There's a door into nothingness. A pile of waterlogged garbage. It's a good thing you don't care what month it is, because this calendar is worthless. Seepage has caused this concrete to become set in its ways. Nasty trash, nasty trash. These boxes would be perfect for storing a collection of mild-wet clothes. This shelf is empty, but even the emptiness is somehow dirty. And this non-empty shelf. Oh, that one is nasty trash. How much of a door has to be gone before it doesn't count as a door anymore? Good question. What's in here? Something's wrong with this door. In a way that termites and flooding doesn't readily explain. Let's step through it. 1 second, before we get into that, I'll have a sip of tea. Much better. You step through the hole in the door and immediately feel a sickening lurch in your stomach and a burst of "this was a bad idea" in your mind. Like when you hit the first drop on a traveling carnival's rusty and hastily assembled roller coaster. After a moment, when the feeling has subsided enough, you open your eyes and look around. It looks like you're still in the same place you were, except someone came in and cleaned everything up while you weren't looking. Ooh, interesting. Nothing in the doors, I assume? Stacks of boxes neatly labeled. There's a 1917 calendar on the wall by the desk. It looks brand new. Shelves full of neatly organized hardware that definitely hasn't been destroyed yet. It's a workbench covered in tools. You don't have any materials for making combat items. Okay then. You leave the storeroom, the shopkeeper spins around, and you both stare at each other in surprise. You because the shopkeep looks quite a bit younger than he did when you went in there, and him because, hey now, what in the heck were you doing in my back room? And how'd you get back there without me seeing you? I'm a termite inspector. I didn't call for any termite inspector. No, I do surprise inspections so the termites won't find out in advance. Well, how'd you get past me? I'm very good at my job. Huh, well I don't expect you found any termites. I make my own custom pesticides. Yes, it seems to be pretty effective. I might have to go back in there for a follow-up check later though. That's fine, I suppose. Just don't move stuff around too much. I like to keep it tidy back there. No problem. Let's talk to him. Welcome to Valley Hardware, best hardware store in Crystal Dream Valley. Because it's the only hardware store in the valley? Ha, that's a good one, I'll have to remember that. I'm sure you will. What can I do for you? I'd like to buy one of those new Glaxton valves. Ah, sorry, government fellows bought my entire stock. What? Yeah, for the big dam they're building. I can order you one though. How long would that take? 6 to 8 weeks? Would you mind holding on to it for me if I'm not back right away? Oh, sure. That's no problem. How long you figure? 11 years? What? No, forget how I said that's not a problem. Well, nuts. Listen, I can tell you they bought a heap more Glaxton valves than what they're gonna need for that dam. If you go up the worksite, you might get the foreman to sell you one of their spares. Where is it? Southeast end of the valley. You got a map? Well, I have a postcard. Crystal Dream Lake? Never heard of that before, but it's got a little picture of a dam on it there, see? That's about the same place relative to here. Great, thanks. Okay. You don't understand the tools. Dangerous pesticides that you're pretty sure were banned years ago. Ah, paints in all this season's most popular colors, such as conservative blue and plain white and plain red. A sign on this barrel says not for sale. A barrel of gleaming nuts and bolts. Aha, okay, right. So I can go back and I have it on my map. Let's go back through. It would have kind of worried me if we actually had the ability to just, traverse the entire map past and future, because then we would have so much more to explore. Alright then. We'll be back in a bit. Let's go to the dam. No encounters on the way there? Alright. I'm not gonna complain about that. Yes, there is a lot of water, of lake water in this pipe. Let's go fishing. Anything in there that we could use? Nice, you caught a clustered gumption. You toss it in your fish sack. Fish in a sack. Okay, current sell value 5 meat. Okay, let's continue fishing. Nice, you caught a whistling curmudgeon. You toss it in your fish sack. Current value 8 meat. Very nice. Let's fish a little bit more. But not too much, right? Ah, okay, perfect. Nice, you caught a rippling gidget. You toss it in your fish sack. It's now 10 meat. It looks like you caught everything that was there. Let's take the Glaxton valve. The valve is held in place by decades of corrosion. Even if you could detach it, it would get wrecked in the process. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. This drain pipe has some nasty goo coming out of it. Let's harvest it. Fustulent Grolsch. Right, yeah, we can make stuff with that. A beautiful flower stands in defiance of the reining in of nature. It smells as good as it looks. Wonderful. A Glaxton valve, let's grab it. The valve is held in place by decades of corrosion. Even if you could detach it, it would get wrecked in the process. There's a hobo code 7. I need 7, okay. I need to find some more people that could translate that for me. Another one of those time doors. Let's hope that repeated exposure to these isn't going to give your ancestors cancer. Let's go through it. Ouch. Dean Bros door delivery. Pipe shoes. Let's see what's inside. Huh, this is probably not what they meant to order. Hell yeah. They don't make any sense, but you're just going to have to roll with it. Helps you get around. Let's put them on then. Yes! You love to see it. I guess it stands to reason that a structure this big would need more than one truck's worth of concrete. This one is empty. It makes music. It makes music when I roll. Some careless dam worker has abandoned a toolbox here. Self-adhesive rivets, a sharpening stone, and foot gloves. It's shoes again? Or maybe they're hand shoes. Could be. Let's see what they do. Ah, that is pretty much what I expected. This truck is even heavier than a regular truck. Oh yeah, I don't want to get my hook stuck. I guess I'll accept that as an answer. Hey, Noel says nobody who ain't on the crew is allowed on site. Noel? Yeah, Noel, the foreman. Noel White. Oh, jeez. The man clutches his stomach. Are you alright? Just starving is all. Rest of the crew went to lunch, but somebody had to stay here and keep all the rubberneckers and looky-loos off the site. I drew the short pants. Short pants? Do you mean straw? Nah. We've got 6 little pairs of pants we found when we cleared out a nest of fairies. Can I have them? No, because then we'd have no way of picking who stands guard. Oh man, I can't believe how hungry I am. Feels like I'm gonna turn inside out. What about that table over there that says lunch? There's a reason nobody else left the site to eat, pal. You don't want to eat what Noel considers lunch. There's a reason why everybody else left the site. How bad could it be? Is it jellied eels or something? Man, I'd kill for a jellied eel. Noel brings these sandwiches that are just a bunch of peppermint sticks between 2 big bland sugar cookies. You can get a stomach ache just watching someone else eat one. Ugh. That sounds awful. That's because it is awful. Offer him something to eat. Let's give him a homemade cookie. Oh wow, thank you. Iron pumpernickel, sure. He's starting to look a little less hungry and a little more relaxed. Then let's give him a gaget. He greedily devours it. If you had to describe his current mood, you'd probably say he's 60% sleepy and 40% hungry. You consider offering the guy something to eat, but you don't have anything. Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back with something to eat. Don't you worry even a second. Where do we get something to eat? Maybe the fairies have something. Let's go there for now. But we need to get the guy at the dam something to eat. Two of those hovering shadow orbs float up to you. They look basically like the ones you saw before. That is, they look like nothing or perhaps holes in everything. But these ones move with purpose. And that purpose is menace. These 2 orbs squint at you, and Dark Noel's voice echoes inside your head in a way that makes your eardrums itch. Well, well, if it isn't my favorite holiday party crasher, perhaps I need to be more explicit about the fact that you weren't invited. I don't really get the holiday thing. I like Crimbo, okay? It's my thing, and I'm sticking with it. You must have had a weird childhood. That's none of your business. And neither is the rest of this investigation or whatever you think you're doing. You need to learn to keep your nose out of other people's affairs. I'm just trying to find my uncle. How about you keep your nose out of my affairs? What a disagreeable little urchin you are. Do you know what naughty children find in their Crimbo stockings? Yeah, a knuckle sandwich or a nutcracker with 4 moxie. Yeah, a nutcracker. What? I don't... You signal Molly, who yanks on the loose end of a rope tied to a nearby tree. The impromptu deadfall trap the two of you hastily set up earlier drops a large wooden log directly onto the orbs with a crash. Ah, that's it. You're on the very naughty list now. Next time we meet, I'm really going to deck your halls. The black orb vanishes in little puffs of smoke. Fa-la-la-la, Chuck. Alright, the fairy layer. What do we have here? Well, a lot of fairies as expected. The fairies put up their tiny dukes as you approach, okay? A mess of twigs and sap. This mess of twigs and sap is a fairy's nest. Ooh, you fumble blindly in the nest and find a knife. You pull the knife out of your hand flesh and stick it in your pocket. Yes, another fairy knife. Let's just fight them real quick. That does 5. Does 5 to you. Okay, you're gonna explode. I can't kill you in time, so let's just start working away at those people. 5 hot damage. Oh wow. That did a lot. Yeah, you start shooting, please. Oh yeah, one of them is gone. And you're gonna explode. But at least it's gone. And that's okay. So you have 6, so a rock throw. And a tong later. And you are no problem whatsoever anymore. You showed those fairies who's bigger and tougher than a fairy. A squirrel cheese. Squirrel cheese. The fairies keep squirrels the way we used to keep cows. One can only hope that someday they will face a similar reckoning. Yes, the day the cows came home was a terrible one. A fairy cake. To a fairy, this is a huge birthday cake. To you, it's a grisly reminder that you killed a fairy on its birthday. Increases your mysticality by 1 and the damage of your magic weapon attacks by 2. Excellent.